Hey, what's up, my friends? There are two things that I think you need to know about this sleeping bag before you buy it. I'm gonna talk about those two things in just a second. First, I just wanna show you the bag and talk about some of the features. Now, I've owned a lot of sleeping bags over the years. I'm an outdoor enthusiast, do a lot of camping, a lot of backpacking. So I've owned a lot of sleeping bags, and I'm speaking from experience when I talk about this bag in particular. There are some things that I love about it. There are also some sacrifices that you make because of, I'm gonna say, because of the price point of the bag. Now, if you are looking for a very affordable sleeping bag that is good enough for most adventures, this bag is going to be the perfect sleeping bag for you. Now, even for backpacking, this thing is awesome. It's pretty lightweight, but out of all the bags that I've owned, I will tell you this bag does compare to some of the lightest bags that I've owned with its temperature rating. It also packs up really, really nice into this compression sack. So the compression sack is interesting. It works like this. So you basically have 4 straps along the entire sides of the bag, and they have these buckles right here, these tightening buckles. So you'll notice when I undo these buckles how much this bag expands. This is a really cool feature because if you're backpacking, or really for anything, even if you're car camping, you want this thing to take up as little space as possible. So you can basically take these compression straps, put a little weight on the bag, and just strap those down. And I just rotate it around, do 1 round of rotations, pulling on these straps. And then I do a second round because I know I can get a little bit tighter. The straps are pretty well built. It seems like the buckles can handle some compression, and it all compresses up to about that size right there. So which is pretty small. I'm wearing a black shirt and it's a black bag, so I wanna put it out to the side here so you can see that. So that's really cool. The material on the bag seems pretty good quality. Seems like it's gonna last a while if you take care of it. So let's undo these compression straps and let's get the actual bag out of the bag. Now there's also a cinch string at the top with a little compression thing right here. So you just push on that to open it up. Then you push these compression straps to the side. They're not gonna come off because that's how the bag is designed. So you just push them to the side and you open up that bag, and then you can pull the sleeping bag out of the compression sack. This whole system is really handy for storage, for camping, for all of the needs. So you don't want to lose this bag. You want to make sure you hold on to that. The thing that I do when I'm camping and I pull my bag out of this is I actually take this and just push it down into the foot of my sleeping bag so that I know that it's in there. I don't ever feel it when I'm sleeping, and when I'm ready to pack up, it's there. Now pay attention to how this actually rolls out so that you can get it put back really well so that it fits in the compression sack. So basically, I also love this color. It's a great color. The material is a good quality material on the bag, and all it is just folded in half and then rolled. So when you open up the bag, it's a pretty lightweight bag. The one thing I do love about this sleeping bag is it has the square bottom. Rather than the bottom that really hones in like a mummy bag, I don't know if they still call them this, but like a mummy style bag. I don't like that because my feet get all combined or all confined down in there in that small space. And I like to move my feet around and feel like I have a little bit of freedom inside a sleeping bag so I don't get claustrophobic. So I think that feature is a really, really cool feature, and it helps with a little bit of the comfort. Now let's look at the top side of this sleeping bag. So this is, again, the mummy style sleeping bag. So you have the actual hood that's built into the bag, and you can slide down into this bag. And then once you're in there, if it's a bit chilly, you can pull the drawstring here and it will tighten that hood up around your head, almost like a hoodie sweatshirt, but your whole body is in there. And that's a really nice feature because you lose so much of heat from the top of your head. So that's really nice. The inside material of this sleeping bag is a really comfy, soft material. I've had sleeping bags that the interior material is just like the exterior material. That's kind of like crunchy. It's not that it's hard, but it's it's not as comfortable to sleep in, but this, they did a really good job at making sure the interior material of this bag is nice and comfy. On the zipper side, you have this Velcro tab right here. This Velcro tab is incredibly important because when you zip up at night and it's getting a little chilly, you zip up, your movement can actually make the zipper go down. And when you do this Velcro right here, it's not gonna put the tension on the zipper. It puts the tension on the Velcro so that when you're moving around, it won't open up. All right, so here is the coolest, best feature of this entire sleeping bag right here, and it's the zipper. You know the pain of getting your sleeping bag material. If you've used the sleeping bag, you know the pain of getting the material caught up in the zipper of the sleeping bag and then it getting stuck and then you can't zip it. This zipper has a catch-proof coating on it. So if you see this red coating or this red thing around the zipper right here, that's what prevents any of this material from going inside the zipper when you're zipping and unzipping, so it can't catch and get caught. So you're gonna get a smooth zip of this bag every single time. That is huge because when you're crawling into your sleeping bag and it's getting chilly and you gotta sit there and fight and it's in the dark and you gotta sit there and fight, you'll never have that problem with this sleeping bag. You just unzip it. Look how smooth that zipper runs along the zipper. So zipper is a pretty good quality zipper, pretty heavy duty. Overall, this sleeping bag is absolutely awesome. We love it. So I really hope this video has been helpful in determining whether or not this is the right sleeping bag for you. And I hope you love it as much as we do. Peace.